Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day to start things off. Two Democrats have proposed a bill that, if passed, would send $2,000 each month to every American over 16 years old. Called the Emergency Money for the People Act, the bill, which was introduced on Tuesday by Tim Ryan and Ro Khanna on Tuesday, would curb the economic fallout caused by 19 that has been going on. The 19 relief money would be sent to Americans earning less than $130,000 US. Married couples earning less than $260,000 US would receive at least $4,000, and families with up to 3 children would get an extra $500 per month per child. The unemployed would also be eligible. They said the economic impact of 19 is unprecedented for our country as millions of Americans file for unemployment week over week. We have to work quickly to patch the dam, and that means putting cash in the hands of hard-working families. The payments would end when the national unemployment levels reach 60%. Remember weeks ago, the numbers that we had for unemployment were 300,000, and then 3.2 million, and then 6.3 million, and then 10 million, and then 12 million. Apparently, there are now over 20 million people who have filed for unemployment just in the past month. That tells me the levels are probably anywhere, especially if these are the numbers that we're getting from a couple of days ago. I'd say anywhere from between 22, 25, 27 million people, eligible working people within the US now are or have filed for unemployment just within the last month. Yeah, this discussion of a universal basic income is going to continue for a while. I don't think there are a lot of proposals. I think a lot of the idea has been, this is what I hear on the interwebs, is that the $1,200 that was sent out was kind of going to be it. A lot of people are saying that's not enough. I think the idea of $2,000 a month for people is, my opinion, absolutely fantastic. When you talk about, we're not talking about 300,000 people across the entirety of the states that are jobless. We're talking about millions and millions of people. And also you have to realize that people filing for unemployment maybe has a spouse who is sick, who cannot work. They may have kids. It's all these things that kind of trickle down for it, as many people, have families, they have a spouse, they have so-and-so, they have kids. They may even have older parents who may not be able to make it for their, whatchamacallit, or barely making it with their retirement funds, fees, money, pension. Yeah. This is going to, this is a very interesting conversation, especially the idea that this would end once unemployment levels had reached a certain level, or rather normal employment level. So therefore people were getting back to work. It's quite fascinating. Here's the actual bill right here. For those of you who care to see the actual bill, here it is. All this stuff. This is why I think the internet is fascinating, because you can find all of this information right here. Anyway, many other countries are already implementing some type of a universal basic income, or they're sending out, not checks, they're direct depositing money, or even like Spain, for those of you who don't know, is looking to implement a full-time universal basic income even after this entire thing is over. Me and a friend looked through it, and I think it was everyone in Spain would get between $500 and $550 per month. That may not sound like a lot to you. For those of you who've never been to Spain or lived in Spain or looked at the price for rent stuff in Spain, that goes a long way. Usually you can rent a 1 or 2 bedroom in certain parts of Spain for $350, $400, $420 per month. So that kind of covers everything. Anyway, this is another proposal. I think I would be shocked if this actually went through, just because it seems like there's more caring for corporations and companies than actual people at the moment. That's just how I'm kind of seeing things. However, this would be great. I mean, not just only for me, but I mean also, like, can you imagine like having lost your job and you get an automatic 2,000 every month that allows you to pay your bills and feed yourself? Would be kind of nice. Anyway, that's that news for the day. And here's the bill once again. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Germany's Black Manta Capital Partners has launched an STO, a security token offering for Berlin real estate worth more than 12 million US dollars. The project is a collaboration with the German real estate firm Tigris Immobilien and includes around 2,000 square meters of real estate, around 20,000 square feet, mostly comprising individual apartments from 40 to 60 meters squared. That's around 420 to around 660 square feet. I think that's around the conversion. Construction is expected to be completed by 2022, and units will be sold to investors and owner occupiers. Token holders will share 20% of the sale profits through securitized participation rights. The company said the tokens will enable ordinary investors to participate in a profitable real estate project normally reserved for professional or rich investors. Apparently, and the minimum to get inside of this is only 500. One, this is not paid advertisement. I do not do this on this channel. Two, I'm talking about it because this was a huge thing in 2018. I think it was the Winklevis who started something like this. I think there was one of these in New York. The idea is that you don't need to be a mega ultra super wealthy millionaire billionaire to be able to invest in real estate. You could do so with smaller portions of money. And this was done through the premise of tokenization. If you tokenize property, and let's say each flat that you're trying to sell is tokenized in fractions of 1,000 as opposed to just one flat, and therefore you can pay lower amounts to be able to invest in this as well. I went to their website. It's actually kind of fascinating. I think this is only available for people in Germany and Austria, I think. But I used to be very excited about things like this because not that I assumed they would move forward quicker. It was more of a very interesting idea to be able to invest in real estate. Like, imagine being able to, you don't have 1.5 million, but you do have an extra 500 floating around every single month that you could push into another cryptocurrency project. And at the end of it, you either retain the you either retain the fractionalized investment in the property, and therefore you would also get the rent from the property being rented out, which would also be fractionalized because it would also be sent to you through a blockchain. Or simply at the end of the project, you would be able to get your money back. Or I think it says on the website, 20% of the sale profits on 500 per month. It adds up. I love the idea of this. I hope more of these end up popping up. I have a very strong feeling they will. I feel like the idea of even doing this in the first place, or thinking of doing this idea from Black Manta Capital Partners, probably came about because they saw the success in other people doing this. It's absolutely incredible. There was somebody sent me an article. This was a while ago. It was something in Australia. I'm not joking. Where I think you could invest in property that was being built by the brick. Like, I think you could, I'm once again not kidding. I think you could invest or give them the money for individual bricks, and therefore you would own that fractionalized portion of the actual building or flat that was made. I think that was kind of how it was. I don't remember who sent it to me. This was quite some time ago. And I remember looking through it, and it was also, it's interesting. Like, who would think of like per brick? Like, if you had 15,000 to be able to invest, like, you would still be able to invest in something that was 300,000, but you would just have a smaller portion of it. And I mean, it opens up the floodgates for normal people to be able to invest in other things as well. Like, this is why I find cryptocurrency very fascinating, because you don't need one entire Bitcoin. You can buy a tenth of a Bitcoin. You can buy 3.41917% of a Bitcoin if you so choose so, because it can be fractionalized through the Satoshi. So kind of the same exact thing. Anyway, I like the idea of this. I thought this was actually, I don't want to say the word clever. It's been thought of before, but it is very interesting. A lot of people are always looking for alternative ways to invest in things. And I mean, 500, like, imagine if this like really takes off. Imagine if wherever you live around the world, tons of projects like this start happening as new buildings are being built. You're told, even through your employer, hey, there's a new building being built somewhere. We're actually expanding the company. If you take 1,000 from your paycheck, we can put that into so-and-so. And by the end of the time that is being done, you'll get 20% return on your money. That sounds absolutely incredible. Or even just leaving your money in the actual project and being able to say 10 years down the line. Because a lot of companies, I'm pretty sure you know this, a lot of companies offer their employees stock options, where they give them stock, or they give you stock per month. Imagine being able to own a fraction of the building that your company is building as they're expanding their business. That's also kind of cool, because if things go well, especially if you're working for a major company, and 15 years down the line, that real estate has exploded in value, well, you own 1% of it, which is absolutely insane. Anyway, you see how this kind of gets your mind going. It opens up so many different avenues, because I think the investing space has been very restrictive, as it were, to who can and who cannot get into something. And not everyone has $500,000 to throw into a project. A lot of people do have 500 though, especially if you have been saving up money, put 5,000 into something and you get a return on that, 20% return. That is kind of fantastic. Anyway, that's that news. I found it interesting. I have a strange feeling in about 10 years I'm going to be in a lot of these projects, because it also allows you to it's the same exact way, I don't know if you know, so I have a friend who deals in real estate across multiple European countries, and they have a primary focus on France and more so Paris. And they say that the whole point of the job is that people contact them and they say, hey, we're looking to buy so-and-so, and so we got 20 million, find us something. And the idea is that multiple investors behind the scenes, about 10 people, have all thrown in 2 million, a lot of money, but they cumulatively, wow, have 20 million US dollars, euros, and they put that towards one gigantic property. And every single month when the rent is due on the place, it gets divvied up between all of them, or they plan on holding it. And they, it's kind of share thing, but this isn't necessarily possible amongst people who only have 500 per month. However, now that these things are kind of open, whatever. Okay, I'll move on. You get the entire idea, but it's still, I love stuff like this. I love the idea of this. I would love, imagine owning a tenth of a property in Paris, in London, in Barcelona, in Tokyo, in South Africa, and one in New York. And every single month you get rent from that person who's renting, the place gets rented out, that money gets sent to you automatically every single month in Bitcoin or in Tether or whatever you feel more comfortable with, but you still own property in those countries. It's a fascinating idea. Very, very fascinating idea indeed. Anyway, yeah, that's that news. And let's move on. They got me really excited. I love the idea of that. Oof. Okay, over the past few months, Tether's USDT stablecoin has become increasingly important to the crypto market. The asset's market capitalization has swelled as it has surged in adoption, now amounting to much of Ethereum's network traffic. Due to the growth, tracking the movements of USDT has given investors novel signals as to potential market trends. One such signal has seemingly appeared, with data indicating that leading crypto exchange Binance now holds a large sum of the stablecoin. According to data shared by Jason Choi, a Wharton School graduate that is the head of research at crypto hedge fund The Spartan Group, there are now just shy of $1 billion worth of Tether, wow, sitting on the sidelines on Binance alone, and that doesn't count the other stablecoins on the platform, Binance Dollar, USD, Coin, Paxos, and more. Per the chart, this metric is up 1,000% from the mere 100 million worth of Tether on Binance at the top of What? In mid-February, Binance had 100 million US dollars worth of Tether. They now have $1 billion? That's like 6 weeks. What? A majority of the growth took place after after Black Thursday. This is the thing that Black Thursday is the day that they're trying to, people keep trying to coin Black Thursday. It's not a thing. That is the 12th and 13th of March when the cryptocurrency prices completely dropped and Bitcoin fell from 7,200 to 3,500 and it bounced back up. That's that day. crash in the price of Bitcoin and other crypto assets. While a relatively odd metric to keep track of, the exponential growth in the amount of Tether stablecoin sitting on Binance signals one thing: there's likely a rapidly growing level of latent demand for cryptocurrencies, considering that the growth of Binance's Tether was relatively steady, not marked by large spikes indicative of a direct deposit by Tether. It would suggest individual investors are sending their stablecoins on the exchange in mass. The idea being that apparently, so I think even the next thing, one of the other things that we're also going to talk about, it's like a really weird two-way system. A lot of people apparently seem to be putting stablecoins onto exchanges, and I guess in this one instance, more so Binance, because apparently the idea is, or what people think is going to happen, they're waiting for prices to either drop or a good buying opportunity whenever their mind should tell them to do so. Therefore, the Tether is already on the platform, so they can simply just do so at a moment's notice as opposed to having to buy or any other time. So therefore, people seem to be putting their Tether onto Binance and other exchanges, waiting for the time, it says right here, where they can unload their USDT for Bitcoin, Ether, or otherwise. It's very it's a very weird metric to even think of. 6 weeks to put $900 million worth of Tether just on Binance is a bit insane. Whenever before we've seen spikes in either the creation of Tether or mass movements of Tether, this is usually followed by Bitcoin moving up rapidly in price. We've heard speculation before as to why, speculatively, Bitcoin was moving up after all the Tether was created and or moved around. However, nothing has been confirmed as of yet. The news that we have constantly is Tether moving or being created usually has a very positive effect on the price of Bitcoin, which then has a positive effect on the price of the rest of the cryptocurrency market, which could be, I mean, if all of these movements are happening, we are 25 days away from Bitcoin's halving. It could be that investors are simply waiting for the halving price to potentially go up. The halving happens, prices go back down as is expected after the hype has passed, and therefore this is the perfect time for them to then accumulate as much as they possibly want to. I'm waiting as well. I will be honest with you. I am expecting a movement up, but I'm also expecting people who don't understand the significance of the halving to start selling off, trying to make profits, what have you. I'm waiting. My bank account is waiting. My eyes are waiting because I'm expecting a drop. I don't know how far we're going to drop, but I will be there to catch Bitcoin as she falls. I assure you. Anyway, there's a lot of Tether sitting on Binance. This is like the 19th stablecoin news that we've had, not just about Binance, but about in general. We're seeing a huge amount of stablecoin news about the uptick in the usage of stablecoins and the popularity of stablecoins. It's been like 4 days in a row. Every single day, there's some type of new stablecoin-ish news and about the popularity of said stablecoins and how much they're being used. Fascinating. Alrighty, let's move on. Next up, Bitcoin has posted a fresh sign of recovery as its hash rate has bounced back to levels before the March crash. According to data from monitoring resource Blockchain, as of the 15th of April, Bitcoin's 7-day average hash rate was 114 quintillion hashes per second. The last time the network recorded that level was on the 2nd of March. In the 10 days that followed, the average hash rate grew to a record 123 quintillion hashes before the event of... No, stop using that phrase. Before the events of the 13th of March. Why is everything... No. I'm not going to even get into it. No. I was going to tell you something, but I'm not. It's not that important. It's fine. Let's move on. The point is, see the chart right here and all the movements up? This is around the time when the prices completely collapsed. No one knows why. It was speculative as to so-and-so. Cryptocurrency exchanges had seemingly unplugged their systems, and a lot of them went offline. I think it was Coinbase, BitMEX, Gemini Twins, and somebody else. Apparently, they had outages, so they sayeth. And apparently, that caused or stopped prices from tumbling even further. It's around the same exact time where people were apparently, so we heard, in the news turning off their cryptocurrency mining machines. No one knows if it's because of 19. No one knows if it's because of depressed Bitcoin prices and therefore they weren't profitable enough. It could be anything. That's the great part about it. Kind of. No one knows. But now apparently we have rocketed back up. For those of you who also don't know, there were, and I made sure, and I'll tell you super honestly, I made sure not to say anything because I knew that nothing would happen. There were a couple of other coins that also just had halvings. You may have noticed nothing happened to the price, and also they lost a lot of their hash rate, or rather I noticed that, and people turned off their computers to stop mining those coins because no one really cares about them. So it seems that a lot of the computing mining power has been reallocated directly towards Bitcoin. And I assume that's going to be a trend for quite some time. However, yeah, isn't time amazing? Because you have all this doomy, gloomy talk as to when it was going down. Remember I said before, in other videos, I said Bitcoin's fundamentals haven't changed. Bitcoin's still Bitcoin. We know it still does the same amount of transactions. We know that there are millions of people around the world using it. We know that it's being integrated and used, and there are tons of banks around the world who also want to start using it. Nothing has changed. And then look at that. Back to where we were before. So once again, nothing has changed. Same fundamentals. And yeah. Let's move on. Next up, this ties into the other one we were just talking about as far as the Tether thing. Where are the words? Oh my gosh, there we go. Crypto exchanges are now witnessing dwindling Bitcoin volumes as investors continue to withdraw their coins. The trend has persisted since January, with multiple exchanges recording substantial declines in the number of Bitcoin held for their clients. Data by cryptocurrency research firm Glassnode shows that the number of Bitcoin held on crypto exchanges fell by 10% over the past 3 months. The on-chain analysis details revealed that 2.1 million Bitcoin were on exchanges as of April 12th. This is a reduction of 221,000 Bitcoin since mid-January, with a yearly high of 2.4 million coins. These figures represent a 9.17% reduction of the number of Bitcoins held across crypto exchanges across a 3-month period. We were talking about this before. There are a lot of people who are choosing, dare I say, to take their cryptocurrencies off of exchanges. It's I can't say it's mainly because anything. Everyone has their reasoning as to why they choose to do so. However, me and a couple of other friends, I've advised them, this is not financial advice or life advice. I told them to get a ledger, if not two, and to make sure that all their money is not on cryptocurrency exchanges. We've received an alarming amount of news over the last couple of weeks about cryptocurrency exchanges who are freezing people's accounts. People aren't able to take their money off. The bank charters that they're receiving, the AML KYC that is now required for all of you to be able to do so, or just in general. I mean, I like to have control of my money, and therefore, yeah, like I said, I still keep a low percentage on crypto exchanges as a just in case, because I think devastated is the appropriate word. If Bitcoin hits $100 million and all my other ledgers and blah, blah, blahs disappear, go into a poof of smoke, and I have no Bitcoin, I would cry for a good year and a half. Just constant flow of tears from my eyes. Anyway, yeah. I assume this is also going to, I don't know what the real reasoning behind it is. It could be a number of things. But I expect this trend to continue as we go forward. I think it's also just important to be in control of your own money. I think that's a very, very important thing to have control of, as it were. And to finish things off in very confusing news, the Russian Ministry of Communications has added Waves Enterprise to the Unified Register of Russian Software for Computers and Databases. Documents published by the Russian Ministry of Communications on the 7th of April revealed that Waves Enterprise was added to its list and described as a cloud-based distributed ledger service and service for virtualization and storage of data. The list is meant to ensure high information security standards for authorities by suggesting information technology products for use in Russian government bodies. Waves Enterprise head of marketing Matvey Voitov told Cointelegraph that in order to be added to the registry, Waves Enterprise had to provide relevant compliance documentation to the authorities, of course. The documents proved that the software does not contain any proprietary modules that were developed by or belonging to foreign firms, does not include trade secrets, and belongs to a Russian company. For those of you who your ears were perking up every time I said one word, apparently the confusion is that Waves Enterprise has nothing to do with the Waves token. Apparently, a lot of people were expecting Waves to move up in price until it was clarified that apparently Waves Enterprise is actually Waves Enterprise System Token, or WEST, and not Waves. So there was no actual movement in price or anything because it wasn't Waves. Confused, right? Yeah, me too. But yeah, that was the news. I saw this a lot. This was kind of all over the place, and then apparently Cointelegraph, shout out to you guys. We're one of the only ones who actually made sure to note that it has nothing to do with the Waves token. Other places, they definitely have a little thing going on where they see an article, they write something about it, and they go, oh, Waves is poised to wave upward. Yeah. There's a reason why this is news I missed, because it's usually not pertinent to all of your crypto investing needs, but it's more of the cryptocurrency space is a little crazy sometimes. I guess it kind of deals with oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the company. There was a no, wait, no, I lost it. I thought it was Tron, but it's not Tron. Waves, no, whoa. Steam. I'm getting close. I'm getting closer. Steam, blockchain. Whatever. The company who helped Steam migrate to a new blockchain after it was acquired by Tron, and they apparently had the same exact name as a mining company. And I guess the names. I mean, if I made my own coin, I think I would just make sure no other company had that name. There's so many similar names within the cryptocurrency space. Like, of all the names in the English language, they chose Waves Enterprise and also the token Waves. Why choose these names? Like, why not like Galaxy or Money Making Enterprise or big money wallets? Okay. Anyway, that's that news for the day? Question mark? All right, this is getting awkward. Let's move on. As always, open phone. A very special. Oh, no. Oh gosh, I have to buy a new phone. Like if I open my phone, it like does other stuff, and then the volume changes. And I was looking at iPhones earlier. I think it's time. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Yasha Harari, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Josh Gorsica, Chongo Lolo, Tsongo Lolo, John Sorson, Nostromo, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Bare Bones Mining, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohamed Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Nicholas Renner with One Piece, One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Crypto Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mann, Jalavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller hits chest every day, and Kyle skips leg day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, ArfMedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crail and Michelle, URL, and Hold On. I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. And a huge thank you to everyone who is a supporter of the channel, who clicked the little join button below. And as always, thank you to everyone who has been using or has clicked or utilized my Amazon affiliate links. I mean, I tip my hat to you and I do a little dance I'm doing a dance right now, but you can't see it. Isn't that the funny part? I'm actually shaking my arms and doing it at the moment. The cryptocurrency market is in Christmas colors. Bitcoin, the market's just very weird right now. It appeared that the stock market was going to continue to do well, as we are having indications that there are apparently, allegedly, countries around the world who are thinking of potentially reopening, as it were, air quotes. Nothing has been confirmed as of yet, but apparently this was enough to propel the traditional stock markets upwards, as they figured they were going to start making more money again. And crypto reacted and then kind of is unreacting to everything that is going on. So some coins are up, but they're not like really up, if you know what I'm saying. And then, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really exceptional to report at the moment. No coin is, no one has released the news of any partnerships and or other great, amazing, wonderful things. And therefore, like this coin is up, but the trading volume is 400,000. So therefore, right. Anyway, yeah, let's see exactly where this ends up going. I saw a couple of articles that said give it until like Monday, and this should be a good indicator of if we're going to move forward. I saw a couple of things talking about that Bitcoin looks poised due to recent movements to try and test 8,000 or 8,500, as it appears that the bullish momentum is starting to slowly pick up as we get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the halving. Oh yeah, I guess that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I don't think it's going to happen. Just by a gut feeling. I think it would be impossible to get everyone on board to pay people $2,000 a month. Over 60. You know how much that would change the face of everything? $2,000 per month like really covers all your bills, but it doesn't seem, the word isn't doable. I don't think people will be able to agree on that. That would, imagine a world where you just didn't really have to worry. Like, you can still go to work, you still have a part-time job and stuff like that. But like the most of your things were covered. Anyway, the fact that this has even been proposed shows that we are in a different time. Because this is not only being proposed, but implemented by many other countries. And I honestly think it's only a matter of time. And I honestly, I think we only have a couple more years until stuff like this just kind of becomes a mandate. I don't know if it will always be 2,000 per month, but I can see a good 900 per month. Because realistically, if people get that money, it's only going to go back into the economy. You're only going to have a good 2 to 5% of people who would actually take that money, or who would be well off enough to take that money and to go and invest. The rest of it would simply flow back into the economy almost immediately, as people have to pay their bills or have stuff to buy. And then, yeah, anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.